Are you a plumbing business owner that has a website that's not generating any leads?
This is your website?
If that's you, over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 simple things that'll help fix this problem. For those of you who do not know me, my name's Nolan Walker. I'm the owner of a business named Plumbing Webmasters, and over the last 10 years, I've helped over 250 plumbing business owners show up at the top of Google search and get daily call volume. If at the end of this video you'd like some help to implement what I'm about to show you, my team and I actually developed some software called Data Pens that revolutionized all this, makes it so much easier. Just comment below the video or send me a message. Okay guys, got 3 things to go over here, but stick around for number 3 that wraps all this together. Let's start with number 1. Guys, stop spamming. So I got a couple things to say about spamming, too much or too little. Most of you guys have a website up and either says nothing, never gets added to, and you get Google reviews, or it gets spammed with things like blogs that nobody wants to read.
Nobody cares.
So you've got to be careful on content. Google still needs content from you, but they don't need old school spam content. Everyone likes to argue this, but blogs of any kind, for the most part, unless you just have 1, 2, or 3 of them, if you're just adding blogs, it's spam. It's content that nobody wants to read. A lot of people, the term SEO, search engine optimization, it's really changed to something called signals of EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. So they need to see it, but they don't need it to be cheating or stuff that's not a good user experience. In fact, there was a recent algorithm update called the Helpful Content Update. If you do have hundreds of pages of this stuff, you'll find that almost none of them ever get viewed by a human. In fact, 96.55% of pages written from Google never get viewed. That's how much spam there is. And you'll actually carry a penalty for this now if you're just slamming in content old school that nobody wants to read. So be careful and don't spam. This also goes for just endless links out of the country, stuff like this. This is 10-year-old stuff, and post helpful content update and ChatGPT and all the AI trash content that's come out, it's really been something that Google's actually penalized for. So be careful on it. Let's move on to number 2. You are a digital brand. So if I had to help your brain with this, if you have a website up, no matter what some slick sales company or sales guy told you, and it doesn't move, or it puts up nothing but bad stuff like blogs and trash content, that's the only stuff they see from your brand. And then you're over there trying to do a one-legged race with just Google reviews. But the algorithm's much more intelligent than that. They're taking in all digital branded signaling. So if you understood that you're a digital brand, you'd show up so much more in ranking because you're like, hey, I do need good signaling, something that's a good user experience, which I'm going to go over in a second. And number 3, you've got to have a great user experience. Having a bunch of blogs that nobody wants to read, it's just not a situation that's going to get you up in ranking. Now, if you see somebody old school that's up in a ranking, it's like, Nolan, I know a guy that does blogs, he's up in ranking. I said, no, you know a guy that has blogs that Google's showing despite that, because he's been around so long. He has other signals of the algorithm for the brand. They trust him, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. But you can beat that guy by putting out daily branded signaling that somebody actually wants to read, which leads me into number 3, and a way to actually get your digital branded signaling out. You know, we spent a long time developing something called Data Pens. I think we've had it for 6 years now, hundreds of successful clients, and they're able to talk about every single job they do. So branding can be your company name typed into Google. It can be reviews and updates to the website. Don't get penalized for updates like blogs and trash content, but anything that they see. So right now, if you do a job, you're lucky if 1 out of 10 people leaves a review. But with Data Pens, you can raise your hand and say, hey, we replaced a Navy and tankless water heater. Hey, we descaled 3-inch cast iron pipes. Hey, we hydrojetted over here. Hey, we fixed a front yard line leak. I mean, you can talk about anything, and what you don't know is that half of all search is weird stuff. Google calls it low search volume. You might think of it as a long tail keyword. I love getting the primary keywords up in ranking, but I really like getting that low hanging fruit because we can actually make the phone ring pretty quickly if somebody understands this. So if somebody gets a few hundred pins, well, man, they've got 1,000 keywords of stuff in their market that people were searching for that no one really talked about, from an ice maker shutoff valve to a Rinnai tankless water heater. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people search, and when you tag it directly into a well-made website to the actual page, then you're expanding brand signaling with photos of a job. That's unique content. The technical version of what happened, the geo coordinate wrapped in schema. We did something. She's not going to leave a review, but we did something. Google's going to say, hey man, that plumbing company is working so much more. We didn't know that they did this. So you're going to have 10 times the signals, and they're legitimate. They're not cheating or spamming them. So that's the way to get up in ranking. You need a team like us to help with this. We've done it for years, and it works like gangbusters if people understand it. And I want to say, too, that Google, I talk a lot about them. This works for Bing, this works for ChatGPT, this works for AI search. 75% people still clicking on non-paid items. They want to go to your brand. It's the best ROI that you could have. Guys, I know this is a lot.
I mean, the possibilities are overwhelming.
Let me and my team help you out. Find out what it's like to get into Pack 3 map ranking, to have organic work for you. It's where everybody still goes to this day, to have your phone ring regularly. The people in your market, the plumbers that are in Pack 3 map ranking, get daily call volume. They're the biggest ones in your market. They're big because they're up there, not up there because they're big. Find out what the big show's like on search engines like Google, Bing, and ChatGPT search. Comment data pins below. We look forward to helping you out.